Hey there, it's Carrie from Embark. Have you ever wondered how we come up with the trips that we run? Our new High Passes of Salcantay trek in the Andes is a great example. In this case, we got a lead on a new road that could lead to a remote access point high in the Andes, potentially giving us access to a whole new trail system on the way to Machu Picchu.
Well, right now we're living to a great adventure, to the beginning of a great adventure, to do the Salcantay trek.
We're off on a recce to see if we might have another trek in the works. For those of you who don't know, shop talk for a scouting trip like this is called a recce, short for reconnaissance. This one was led by Claudio. He is our lead guide in Peru. He's a family friend. He shares our passion for adventure and connection, and that's what makes Embark trips really unique. Without that connection, you're really only getting a hint of what any given destination has to offer, so we really value Claudio. For this particular trip, we traveled light so we could work fast with just a small crew. Initially, when we were looking at a route map, we thought we could probably make a good 6 or 7 day itinerary out of this trip, given the mileage that we thought we were going to be able to achieve on a daily basis. But we did ourselves have a shortened amount of time due to kind of scheduling constraints. So we knew it would be kind of a grind, but hey, any excuse to be in the mountains is good by me. Trail to Umantay Lake. We are very pointedly not going there. Going the other direction. If things were to work out the way that we hoped, the significance of this itinerary would be its duration. If what we were seeing and hearing from locals was true, then we would be up for some definite physical challenges with the elevation and the distance that we were hoping to achieve. The top of the pass of the High Passes of Salcantay. Top of our first pass. Also, we couldn't deny the proximity to Machu Picchu. If we were able to complete the route that we thought that we could, then we would be able to enter into Machu Picchu on our own 2 feet, which is always very enticing. The first day was pretty action-packed. We had to leave town at 4 a.m., but by lunchtime we were up deep in the mountains. We had crossed multiple rivers and streams. We'd done 3 passes all over 16,000 feet, gained over 3,700 feet in elevation. Also, I'm pretty sure I saw the cave that Bigfoot lives. It was kind of freaky. Always taking pictures. You can't help it. But then when you've got this to work with, can't blame him. Best part of day 1 of the trip was definitely rolling into camp in a huge meadow on the flanks of Salcantay Mountain, which is an over 20,000 foot mountain, and we were the only ones there that were able to just enjoy it and drink it in. Day 2, we were super excited. We knew what we saw on day 1 was one of a kind, and things were just getting started. They were definitely taking shape. Wow. By the end of day 2, we had gotten over 4 high passes. Don't worry, in the actual itinerary, you're not doing 4 passes in one day. We were able to kind of establish 3 different camps that day that we knew we would use for the final itinerary. And so by the end of day 2, we'd kind of done what ends up being 3 days of the final itinerary for the High Passes of Salcantay. Our legs were drained, but our hearts were full because we just couldn't deny the beauty, the magnificence of this area that we found ourselves in, where you're absolutely, completely enveloped, encapsulated in the mountains. Day 3, we woke with a little bit of trepidation. We knew that this was going to be a day that we were going to have to encounter our most difficult pass ascent, which was thankfully just up beyond camp, so we had fresh legs for the morning time. My favorite part of every morning, I love it so much. I'm gonna have 16 cups of coffee. Our other piece of trepidation was that we had decided that we were making such a good pace that we were gonna just come out a day early from our trip so that we could get going back home. What's the name of this pass? We're at the top of Akucasa Pass, which is the 6th pass on the high passes of Salcantay Trek. Left camp an hour and 30 minutes ago, and now we're at the top. And that's where we came from. That's Claudio. And that's where we're going. We don't know what we're walking into. At the end of the day, we traveled over 15 miles. We ascended a couple 3,000 feet in elevation, did 3 more passes, and descended over 6,500 feet. But we did decide that we needed to pick up the pace because taking on so much mileage in the final day meant that we were losing daylight. So we hurried our way out of an southeasterly valley, coming across kind of more and more increasing farmland, and ultimately ended up camping in the first village that we got to on a soccer pitch, which ends up having been the perfect way to kind of ease back into reality. We've been so remote, if even for just a short period of time. It really did kind of take over our reality. Okay, end of our trek. It was a great time up in the mountains. Amazing, amazing mountains. Just didn't even feel like I deserved to be that close and personal with those amazing, huge, giant mountains. But I'll take it. Looking back on the trip, it was really clear to us the significance of this new trip that we were definitely going to do. It has all of the things that you want in an itinerary and all of the things that you want in a remote route high in the Andes. It's got that hard to find, solitary, challenging trail system, multi-days, multi-pass, a lot of trails in this area up above Machu Picchu are very, very crowded because they're the only trails that kind of exist that are accessible. And we uncovered a route that is completely unknown, and it is not just an up one pass and down kind of route. It takes on multiple passes, never dipping below 14,000 feet. So that length and that height and elevation is really significant for that particular area. You're truly on your own, and once again, we get to hike into Machu Picchu, so what's not to love? Hopefully I've given you some insight into not only the day-to-day of what goes into that, but to the passion and the thought process that goes into providing all of our Embark enthusiasts with more and more challenging, compelling, authentic trips that we like to offer people. Thanks so much, and if you like what you've seen and heard, don't be afraid to check us out at embarkexplorationco.com or shoot us an email, info@embarkexplorationco.com. Thanks for tuning in, thanks for being curious, and hopefully one day we'll see you on the high passes of Salcantay.